Hey, what's up guys? Alan with Sonic Electronics, and today we're doing a little bit of a different video. Typically it's more about car audio, but today we're going to be evaluating two different Bluetooth speakers on the market. Now what we're going to be doing is basically a blind listening test. Over here we have the Creative D100 Bluetooth speaker, and over here we have the Akai CE7200. Now they both have pretty much similar features, which is why we chose both of these to kind of rival against each other, so to speak. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a small group of individuals that are going to come in here, and like I said, we're going to do a blind listening test. And what we're going to do to keep it fair, so there's no bias towards a brand or whatever, we're going to take this speaker grill fabric that we've kind of rigged up here, and we're going to put it right in front of the speakers, and then we're going to go ahead and play a nice track that has some good dynamic range that can show off the sound quality and performance of these two Bluetooth speakers. So what we're going to ask everybody to do is we're going to ask them to listen for which one is louder and which one actually has better sound quality. And again, it's completely unbiased. Definitely hear a difference.
Was that enough for you?
That was enough. That's all I needed.
Okay.
Speaker one, as soon as you turn the volume up, had distortion at the lower range right off the bat. Difficult to listen to. Then at the same speaker two, at the same volume, wow, it was clear. Much better, much louder, and it seemed like it handled the low range much better.
So I thought speaker 2 sounded a lot cleaner than speaker 1. Speaker 1 was a lot more distorted and kind of dirty sounding.
Okay, so the speaker 2 is louder, and the sound is clear, and also generally I think the one has some the sound is distorted, and the 2 is better.
I like 2 a whole lot better. Sounds more full, a little bit warmer. Especially on the parts that was like the hats, like any of the high hits, they just came out kind of harsh a little bit on one.
There's definitely more clarity in the second one. It sounded more like it was filling the room, whereas the first one, it was very distinct where it's coming from. The second one sounds like it could even get louder, whereas the first one sounds like if it gets any louder, it's just going to get more distorted.
First thing I notice is speaker number 1 seems to have a lot more distortion in it. Speaker number 2 is a lot brighter, which I personally prefer. Number 1 seems a little warmer, but it's kind of flat.
The second speaker sounded better because it was fuller. The sound was fuller, it was richer, there was better staging. The bass, there's like layers to it. The first one was very hollow.
I think that speaker number 2 was much louder and much clearer. Speaker number 1 was muffled at times and wasn't as crisp.
See, I think like the second one was a little bit louder, but I think in like a home situation, when you put that, in an office atmosphere or something like that, like there's probably not going to be too much difference in the overall loudness. Mm-hmm. I think it was a little bit more in the clarity of the second one. I think it was just a little bit more clear. I think that it would just fill a room a little bit better. It'd be a little bit more musical. And just overall, just a little bit more enjoyable to listen to, not as muddy.
The second speaker was hands down better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just feel like the 2 is better.
They sound different. 2 sounds better, more full. 1 just, the parts that were like harsh were really harsh.
So number 2 is brighter, I'd say probably louder, better quality.
Yeah, speaker number 2 is definitely more appealing.
Alright guys, so you can see the results are in, and it was definitely unanimous. Everybody really preferred the Akai CE7200, and I have to say, even for myself, if I was to choose a Bluetooth speaker, any speaker in general, I would suggest looking at something that sounds really good, because I'm all about sound quality myself. So if it was me, I would definitely highly consider you looking at the Akai CE7200, and you get more information on it at sonicelectronics.com. And I'm Alan, I'll see you later.